The veritable galaxy of writers who visited Lushan created many poems depicting the majestic mountain. Chinese thinkers often developed theories in accordance with what they saw in nature. Therefore, it's only natural that they were inspired by Mount Lu. In 1996, at its 20th session, UNESCO's World Heritage Committee added Lushan to its World Cultural and Natural Heritage List. In the value system of traditional Chinese culture, mountains and water symbolize morality and wisdom. Perhaps it is for this reason that Mount Lu, embraced by the Yangtze River and Lake Poyang, has historically been attributed by men of letters with the qualities of a sage. The 5th century poet Tao Yuanming is famous today for a verse he wrote depicting an earthly paradise. The place he described was Mount Lu. It was while enjoying the cool breeze at Mount Lu and while drinking half a gourd of wine that Tao wrote his famous verse. Mount Lu is also recognized as the birthplace of Chinese landscape poetry. Representative of this genre is Xie Lingyuan. He visited the mountain and afterwards resolved to return to human society after a life of reclusion. By doing so, he effectively gave Chinese landscape poetry its soul. The veritable galaxy of writers who visited Lushan created many poems depicting the majestic mountain. To date, a total of over 16,000 poems related to Lushan have been found, and the number continues to grow. Perhaps there's a natural momentum that creates these poems, but it took the skill of great poets to make them into masterpieces. Appreciating the verve of the paintings and reading the temperament of the poems. Taking the broad historical view, there's no lack of superb paintings of Lushan. Such great artists as Jing Hao, Wu Daozi, Xian Zhou, Tang Yin, Xue Tao, and Li Gonglin all created the scenery of Mount Lu with their brushes. One of them was the 4th century artist Gu Kaizhi, known as the sage of traditional Chinese painting. According to historical records, Gu created 2 paintings about the mountain, Panorama of Lushan and Viewing 5 Old Men Peaks on a Sunny Day After the Snow. The 2 paintings are recognized as part of the genesis of Chinese landscape painting. For the first time, landscape was separated from figure painting to emerge as an independent form of art. The story goes that the name 5 Old Men Peaks originated from the painting Viewing 5 Old Men Peaks on a Sunny Day After the Snow. Sadly, Gu Kaizhi's 2 masterpieces have been lost, so people today have no way of seeing them. All they can do is picture them in their minds based on written records. But we do have one painting called Panorama of Lushan. It is not Gu Kaizhi's original though. Zhang Daqian was a fine painter and poet of the 20th century. As an old man, he claimed to have visited all the famous mountains in the world, and yet, although he had many opportunities, he never visited Mount Lu. This became his greatest regret in his old age. But in 1981, Zhang, who was by now in his 80s and blind in one eye, began work on Panorama of LUSHAN, which would be one of his greatest masterpieces. It's said that he adopted a very different approach when creating this painting. Normally, he would work while laughing and chatting with other people, but this time he locked himself in his studio for a year and 7 months. He had never seen Mount Lu with his own eyes, and he painted based entirely on his imagination. What he wanted to paint, he pictured in his mind. It was as if the artist in the mountain crossed time and space and met in his mind, so that the fact that he had never visited it became irrelevant. The completed painting is 2 meters high and 20 meters across. It is housed at the Da Feng Tang Gallery in Taipei. Mount Lu is also the center of the Confucian school of principle, which flourished during the Song and Ming dynasties. It's the location of Bai Lu Dong, or White Deer Hollow Academy. It was visited by such leading Confucian scholars as Zhou Duni, Chang Yi, Chang Hao, and Zhu Xi.
本来中国的学问，它是不讲究构建体系的。你比如真正说来，像孔子、孟子、先秦诸子的他们的学说呀，你要用一个学问的方式来讲啊，他们也没有追求体系。当然，我们后人研究的时候又说，他们是一个体系，有时候也这么讲了。可是真正说来，它不是一个很完整的理论体系。
Neo-Confucianism, as a collective philosophy adopted by thinkers in the Song dynasty by perfecting and annotating Confucianism, became the first complete theoretical school in the Chinese philosophical system. The two great modern scholars, Chen Yingque and Feng Youlan, both argued that the emergence of Neo-Confucianism was one of the most significant events in the history of Chinese philosophy. This great event was concentrated on Mount Lu. Representatives of 2 of the 4 schools of Confucian philosophy in the Song dynasty came to Mount Lu to preach. Among them were Zhou Duni, Chang Hao, and Chang Yi from Luoyang, Zhang Zai from Guangzhong, and Zhu Xi from Fujian. Zhou Duni was an 11th century philosopher who lived in seclusion on Lotus Peak at Lushan. Today he's best known for his masterpiece Tale of the Lotus Lover. Less well known are his writings explanations of the Taiji diagram and the Tong Shu, or penetrating the I Ching. Yet these open the door for the development of Neo-Confucianism. Following in the footsteps of Zhou Duni, another great Song dynasty thinker came to Lushan. He rebuilt White Deer Hollow Academy and preached the Confucian school of principle. His name was Zhu Xi, and it was he who made White Deer Hollow Academy the leading academy in China. It was also thanks to Zhu Xi that the Confucian school of principle became the mainstream thought in Chinese philosophy for the next 600 years.
到宋代的时候，这个朱熹把这个理，道理的理，这已经不是一个社会政治的概念了，这个理已经是一个思想的概念了，已经甚至我们可以现在一讲，它已经是一个哲学概念了。他对这个理，道理的理做了系统的论证。 而且他在讲理的时候，是把另一个概念跟他联系起来讲的，就是理和气，理和气，而且他在讲理的时候，常常不离开事情的事，不离开事来讲理，所以理气事这样的一些概念呢，在诸子思想当中啊，得到了系统的论证。
Chinese thinkers often developed theories in accordance with what they saw in nature. Therefore, it's only natural that they were inspired by Mount Lu. In the period from the Mid-Song dynasty in the 11th century through the Ming and Qing dynasties, philosophers, from adherents to the Confucian school of principle to proponents of Western psychology and the Enlightenment, all sought inspiration in LUSHAN. Among them were Zhou Duni, Wang Anshi, Zhu Xi, Lu Jiuyang, and Wang Yangming, as well as Wang Zhongxi, Kang Youwei, and Wu Shi. The veritable galaxy of writers who visited LUSHAN created many poems depicting the majestic mountain. Chinese thinkers often developed theories in accordance with what they saw in nature. Therefore, it's only natural that they were inspired by Mount Lu. In 1996, at its 20th session, UNESCO's World Heritage Committee added LUSHAN to its World Cultural and Natural Heritage List. If philosophical thought is likened to food, then these scholars acted like a slow fire, heating the food slowly until it achieved the maximum flavor. Thanks to the efforts of numerous poets, artists and philosophers, the humanist spirit of Mount Lu has evolved into a profound and pluralistic modern philosophy. With the influx of Western civilization in the first half of the 19th century, Mount Lu embraced the outside for the first time. In doing so, it entered into dialogue with the world. One morning a century or so ago, Edward Selby Little, a British missionary, was listening closely to the work songs of the Chinese stonemasons, and as he listened, the thought occurred to him that the day when his dream would come true was not far off. Before long, the deserted mountain slope would be covered with gardens and foreign-style villas. Whatever Little's original intentions might have been, in the event, the changes he orchestrated would have a profound impact on the story of Mount Lu. Today, some 600 villas on LUSHAN are the fruit of Little's dream. How the mountain was developed into a summer resort and how the Westerners lived there are part of the LUSHAN story. Because Edward Selby Little built the Western-style villas, Pearl S. Buck was able to write about Guling and Mount Lu. As a little girl, she played with Chinese children. She found love on LUSHAN in her youth, and she began her first important book in her middle age there. For the rest of her life, she devoted herself to one thing: making China known to the world.
从匡庐的草庐到草堂，到我们后面说的书院，以及到目前庐山的别墅群，实际上它展现的是不同的建筑符号，它是不同的符号系统。我们从观念上来说，世界五大宗教，不管是东方的释道儒，还是西方的基督教，甚至天主教，它在庐山这样一个平台上，它 它都是和谐的并存。那么我们从制度和行为方式上来说，经过了上千年的朝代更替，也经历了外国文化甚至外国军队的占领，但是庐山它仍然以自己独特的这样一种存在方式存在。这个人文它最大的一种特征应该是并存，在并存的基础上展现出来的是互补，在互补的基础上再拓展就是融合，然后展现为创造。而庐山它的这样一种人文，我们感觉到呢，通过庐山这样一个地标，它恰恰把并存、互补、融合、创新这4个特征展示得非常的充分。
Historical experiences tell us that the civilizations of different countries and regions will meet sooner or later. Any such meeting will give rise to a richer civilization, embracing the people of the different cultures. And this new enriched civilization will be appreciated by the whole of humankind. In 1996, at its 20th session, UNESCO's World Heritage Committee added LUSHAN to its World Cultural and Natural Heritage List. This was the first time a place in China had been awarded the honor. The UNESCO World Heritage Committee said of LUSHAN that it was a spiritual center of Chinese civilization, where its historic sites, quote, blend effortlessly into a strikingly beautiful landscape, which has inspired countless artists who developed the aesthetic approach to nature found in Chinese culture.
Sima Qian 在《史记》当中第一次提到庐山，就是于南登庐山，这是庐山这个名字第一次进入国家的典籍。从司马迁之后，有陶渊明，有李白，有白居易，有苏东坡，有徐霞客，有李时珍，有朱元璋、蒋介石、毛泽东等等等等，就是从古到今，庐山的历史是一直没有间断过的，是一直可以连续下来的。那么古今和谐的结果，就形成了很多的文化遗迹和文化遗产。作为世界遗产地的管理者和保护者，我们不仅要把前人留给我们的遗产保护好，我们还要给后人创造和留下新的遗产。
The veritable galaxy of writers who visited LUSHAN created many poems depicting the majestic mountain. Chinese thinkers often developed theories in accordance with what they saw in nature. Therefore, it's only natural that they were inspired by Mount Lu. In 1996, at its 20th session, UNESCO's World Heritage Committee added LUSHAN to its World Cultural and Natural Heritage List. Mountains, wherever they are in the world, have their own individual features. They are all majestic, intoxicating, rich in resources, and associated with numerous legends. In October 2009, the first world-famous mountains conference was held at LUSHAN. Some 200 distinguished guests and representatives from 26 countries gathered to explore ideas for promoting friendship, cooperation, and development. They also decided to make Mount Lu the permanent venue of the World Famous Mountains Association. A new day dawns, and the mist rises slowly from the valleys, enveloping the mountain.
撞上的全是浓浓的雾霭，看见满地碧绿的那种苔藓，旁边的山林全都挂着湿湿的水雾。你觉得那个空气啊，湿的攥一把就能够捏出水来。所以呢，当时感觉这个心情是不太舒朗的，人觉得是被那种阴霾笼罩的。可是庐山的朋友就说，我们上山往上走。于是我就跟着他们往上走。连房间都没进，就开始往上走了。
The mist over Mount Lu can temper your will and also your mood. Some people are disappointed and leave. Others simply climb up into the mist.
就这样走到大岳山，庐山的朋友说，我们还要再往上走。那个时候已经过了下午5点，我想临近冬天的时候，天色马上就全都黑下来了。5点多钟上山还要看什么呢？这样的云雾在这个时节还能有变化吗？就那样不情愿，但是又很客气的往上走。
Climbers tend to be obstinate and dedicated. They believe that no matter how difficult the road, and no matter how heavy the mist, a mountain will never disappoint them.
终于，你觉得阳光越来越明亮，越来越清晰。走着走着，忽然有一个瞬间，整个人置身在灿灿的阳光之中。我从来没有在冬天遇见过那么蓬勃的阳光。那种阳光的灼热几乎是烤着你的，但是它毕竟是接近夕阳的时分，所以里面含着一种浓浓的近乎金属粉末的色泽，一片迷离璀璨。我就这样站在山顶之上，置身无边阳光之中，一眼望下去，那样浓沉的雾霭啊，气象峥嵘。你能够看见云雾遮着的半片山，你能看见云雾中探出来的一棵松，不一而足，各式各样的奇观在这一瞬间都因为浓雾而呈现出来。那个瞬间我突然懂了一种道理，1个小时之前还困锁你的云雾，在1小时之后就可以变为你俯瞰的风景。道理就是你一直向上走，你如果能够站在云雾之上，如果你终于能够相遇阳光，所有的困扰都算不得什么，它只是一种优雅的风景。
Without braving the clouds and mist, is it possible truly to appreciate the best part of the scenery? Similarly, in society, can we really appreciate the value of life without first experiencing its hardships? 2,000 years is a long time, and also a short time. After 2,000 years, mountains will still be green, and clouds will still drift high. The people who have climbed Mount Lu over the centuries have brought to it their different moods and understandings. And Mount Lu remains as ever serene and peaceful, standing tall over high winds, heavy rains, and the changes in the world. The mountain looks so charming to my eyes that it reminds me of myself. People change, but not mountains. Mount Lu's story of humanism has been told for over 2,000 years. But as the sacred mountain of humanity, its story is only just beginning.
Jade Dragon Snow Mountain, deep in China's southwest. At its foot, the Naxi people have lived for hundreds of years. 8 decades ago, a stranger came to live among them. He fell in love with the place and its honest and kindly people. Who was he? And what was about this mysterious place that kept him there for 27 years? For the answers, please watch a brand new series, Legend of the Naxi People.